Hey everyone, welcome back to another video by upGrad. Today we are diving into the introduction to Java. Yes, the language behind some of your favorite apps and games. You have probably heard of PUBG, right? Well, believe it or not, Java is one of the key languages behind it. Well, in this video, we'll start with history of Java, dive into what programming languages are, and then explain what Java is all about. You will learn what Java is used for, the cool features that make it stand out, and different components of Java that make up the language. We'll also talk about Java syntax and show you how to write your first program in Java. Stay tuned till the end of this video as we will share some valuable strategies to kickstart your Java learning journey. But before we begin, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon to never miss any update. Now, let's get into the history of Java and find out how this language, which started way back in 1995, is still so relevant today. And trust me, this story is a lot more interesting than you think. Did you know Java was actually created by accident? Yep, it all started around 1992. James Gosling, who's the guy behind Java, was working over at Sun Labs. He and his team were originally trying to build a set-top box, like those devices that connect to your TV. To make things work, they began cleaning up another programming language called C++. But during that process, something unexpected happened. Instead of just modifying C++, they ended up creating a completely new language. And guess what they called it? Oak. Why oak, you ask? Well, it was named after an oak tree that stood outside James Gosling's office. Pretty cool, right? But here's where it gets even more interesting. When they were all set to roll out Oak, they hit an obstacle. It turns out a company had already registered that name. So what do? Sun Microsystem marketing team jumped in and renamed it to Java, inspired by their favorite coffee beans. And that's how Java got its name. So yeah, programming language named after coffee. How's that for a backstory? Fast forward to January 2023, 1996. That's when JDK 1.0, that is Java Development Kit, was officially released. And this wasn't just any release. It was a start of something big. Java quickly started gaining traction because of how versatile it was, and the best part? Since its first release, Java has only gotten better with a ton of new features added over the years. Today, it's used in everything. Windows, apps, web apps, mobile apps, enterprise solutions, and even smart cards. And as I mentioned earlier, Java also plays a huge role in games like PUBG. So, from a little accident invention in the 90s to being everywhere today, Java's journey has been nothing short of amazing. Now, before moving on to Java, we need to understand how programs and programming languages function, setting the stage for understanding Java's role in the broader landscape. So imagine your computer is like an assistant. You give it tasks and it gets them done in the blink of an eye. But here's the catch. Your computer doesn't understand English or any human language for that matter. It only speaks binary, a language of zeros and ones. So how do we as humans communicate with this machine? That's where programming languages comes in. Think of programming language like a translator. You write instructions in language like Java, Python or C++. And the computer translates those instructions into binary, its native language, so it can execute them. For example, let's say you want your computer to perform a simple task like adding two numbers. You write that instruction in Java, and then behind the scenes, Java translates that into something your computer can understand. Now, how does Java come into play here? Java, as we mentioned earlier, is designed to be platform independent. What that means is, let's say you want to write a program in Java on your laptop and you want it to run on a different device. You don't need to rewrite the entire program with Java's help. Your code can run on pretty much any device that supports Java without any changes. This is why they say Java is write once and run anywhere. Here's how it works. When you write a Java program, it first gets translated into something called bytecode. Think of bytecode as Java's own universal language. Now this bytecode doesn't run directly on your computer. Instead, Java uses something called Java Virtual Machine, that is JVM, which is like a translator for each type of device. The JVM reads the bytecode and translates it into the machine code specific to your device, whether it's laptop, phone or even a server. So you have understood about bytecode and JVM. Alright, now let's answer the big question. What is Java? If you have been exploring the world of programming, you have definitely came across Java. And there's a solid reason why it's so popular. Java is one of the most widely used programming language out there and is known for being super versatile and reliable. So what makes it so special? First off, Java is what we call a multi-platform object-oriented and network-centric language. That's a fancy way of saying it's designed to work across a lot of different devices and systems. From mobile apps to huge enterprise systems, Java can handle it all. It's like the Swiss Army knife of programming languages. It's fast, secure, and reliable, making it perfect for pretty much anything you want to build. One of the coolest things about Java is its principle of write once, run anywhere. This means that when you write a program in Java, you don't have to worry about which device or operating system it's going to run on. You write your code once and it can run on Windows, Macintosh, Linux, you name it, without any changes, it can run. This platform independence is a huge deal, especially when you're working on projects that need to run on different devices. Now let's touch on Java's object-oriented nature. This means Java helps you create reusable and modular code. Think of it like building blocks you can use again and again. It makes your code scalable and easier to manage. We will dive deeper into object-oriented programming into our upcoming tutorials. Alright, so whether you're developing web apps or mobile apps or even large enterprise systems, Java's got your back. Its extensive collection of libraries, basically pre-written code that you can use, makes the development process a lot smoother. From small mobile apps to big data applications and server-side technologies, Java can do it all. Now let's talk about what Java is used for. And trust me, it's everywhere. So Java is highly adaptable programming language used across multiple industries. In web development, Java powers dynamic websites, e-commerce platforms, and enterprise applications. Popular frameworks like Spring and Java Server Pages, that is JSP, use Java to create websites that can grow and handle a lot of traffic. When it comes to mobile apps, Java is the main language for building Android apps. Developers use Java with Android SDK to create feature-packed apps that run on millions of phones. In the enterprise world, Java is used for building robust systems like CRM software, ERP systems, and financial management tools. Java also has a huge presence in scientific research, data analysis, and even machine learning. Thanks to its powerful libraries, it's a go-to for artificial intelligence applications like natural language processing and deep learning. Alright, now let's talk about what makes Java such a standout programming language. There are a few key features that really set it apart, and I'm going to break them down in a way that's easy to understand. First off, one of the coolest things about Java is its platform independence. This means that a program you write in Java can run on pretty much any device or operating system. How does that work? Well, Java uses something called JVM. The JVM acts as a middleman between the code you write and the device or operating system you're using, and converts it into something your computer or phone can understand. Now let's talk about how Java is object-oriented. Java follows something called object-oriented programming, which basically means it organizes your code using objects and classes. This helps you reuse code easily and makes your programs more organized and easier to manage. Another thing you're going to love about Java is its memory management. Normally in programming, you have to keep track of how much memory your program is using and then clear it out when you're done. But Java handles that for you with something called garbage collection. It automatically cleans up memory when it's not needed anymore, so you don't have to worry about doing it yourself. Then Java is also great at handling errors. Things don't always go smooth when you run a program, right? Well, Java has a built-in way to catch and handle mistakes when they happen. This feature, called exception handling, makes sure your program doesn't just crash when something goes wrong. Instead, it lets you manage the problem and keep things running. One more amazing feature of Java is multi-threading. This feature basically means that Java can run multiple tasks at the same time. Imagine trying to watch a video while downloading a file in the background. Java makes that possible by allowing your program to do several things at once, which makes it faster and more efficient. Now, when you start using Java, you will see that it comes with a huge standard library. This is a collection of pre-written code that helps you do all sort of things, like connecting to the internet, working with databases, or even just reading and writing files. It saves you tons of time because you don't have to write everything from scratch. Then there is security. Security is another big deal with Java. It's built with some really strong security features that protect your program from harmful things like viruses and unauthorized access. Java checks your code to make sure it's safe before it runs and creates a secured environment for it to work in. Lastly, Java is super dynamic. This means you can change parts of your program while it's running. You don't have to stop everything to update your code. Java lets you add new features or fix bugs on the go, giving you a lot of flexibility. So this was about the features of Java. Now let's understand components of Java. First up, we have the JVM, that is Java Virtual Machine. This is super important because it is what allows Java program to run on any device or operating system. The JVM takes the Java code you write, which gets turned into bytecode, and runs it. It also handles things like memory management and garbage collection behind the scenes, making sure your program runs smoothly. Next component is JRE, that is Java Runtime Environment. Think of this as the package that includes everything you need to run Java programs like JVM, runtime libraries, and class libraries. However, it's important to know that JRE is only for running Java applications, not for writing or developing them. Lastly, that is the third component, is JDK, that is Java Development Kit. This is the complete toolkit you'll need if you want to develop Java programs. It comes with JRE plus tools like Java Compiler, Debugger that help you write tests and fix your code. So this was about the components of Java. Now let's have a look at the syntax of Java. Alright, let's break down the Java syntax. So when you're writing a Java program, one of the first things you'll notice is the main method. This is super important because it's the entry point of every Java program. You will see it in every single Java file you create. The main method looks like this: public static void main string arguments, as you can see on the screen. Now, I know that it might look a little confusing at first with all these keywords like public, static and void, but don't worry, you don't have to fully understand them right away. We'll cover what those mean as we go further in this tutorial. For now, just know that the main method is where your program starts running. One more thing to remember: every Java program has a class name, and this class name has to match your file name. Inside this class, you'll always find the main method, and that's where the magic happens. Now let's look at how we can actually do something inside the main method. One of the simplest things you can do is to print text on the screen. For that, we use this line: system.out.println, and inside the double quotes, hello world. Inside the double quotes, whatever you write, it will get displayed. Now, there's also a method called print, which is similar to println, but there's a small difference. While println adds a new line after your message, print just prints the message and stays on the same line. So if you use print and want everything on one line, that's your go-to method. So as you can see on the screen, system.out.print hello, system.out.print world. If we write this program in Java, it will print hello world in a single line. But if we use println instead of print, then it will display world in the next line and hello in the previous line. Lastly, Java doesn't just print text. You can also print numbers, variables, and pretty much anything you need. We will cover that in more detail as we go deeper into learning Java. So this was just a basic syntax of Java. There are many other things as well that we will be covering. Alright, now let's get started with writing our first program in Java. Alright, so this is our browser. So here we will do the Java programming in an online compiler. For the further tutorials, we'll be using an IDE or code editor, but for our first program in Java, let's do it on an online compiler. Alright, so we'll type online GDB Java compiler. Alright, so this is the link. We'll click on it and yeah, here it is. So let's just remove this. So basically, as you can see on the screen, this is public class main. So here public is an access modifier. It means that the main method is accessible from anywhere, including outside of the class. We'll discuss it in the further tutorials. Then class is the keyword, then main is the name of the class. Alright. Now inside it, we'll be creating the main method, which is the entry point of any Java program. Alright. So we'll start public static void main string arguments, then the brackets. So here you might be wondering what is static. As we already know, public is a access specifier or access modifier. Static here is a keyword in Java that is used to indicate that a particular member belongs to the class itself rather than the instances or objects. And here void is basically the return type. So void keyword means that the main method doesn't return any value. We'll be learning about void in the coming tutorials, so you don't need to worry about all these things. So main is the main function that we know, and the string arguments. So this is a parameter basically that the main method takes. It's an array of strings in the form of text that allows you to pass arguments to your program from the command line. Alright. Now here we want to write our first Java program. So basically we'll say hi or hello to the Java programming world. So what we'll do is we'll type system.out.println and we can type hello Java. Alright. So this is hello Java that we have typed. Now we have to run this program. Alright. So we'll go to run and click on it. As you can see, hello Java is printing in the compiler. So this is our first Java program. Now if we want to rewrite it multiple times, we can just simply copy paste it and paste it multiple times. Then again we'll click on run and it will display hello Java 3 times on the compiler, as we can see. Now we can also alter that whatsoever you want to write, like let's say I'm writing hello Sam and here I'll write hello John. So it will print that only. So whatever is written inside this curly braces, that will be printed. So it's up to you. And as we already discussed that the difference between println and print. So here I'll showcase you. So this is println, but instead of println, if we'll use system.out.print and simply we'll type hello Sam, then this hello John will be printed along with this in the same line as that of hello Sam. Alright, so let's run and see. So as you can see, hello Sam and then hello John. So both of these are getting printed in the same line. And if we want to print hello John in the next line, we'll simply use println instead of print. Here it is. Hello Java, hello Sam and hello John. So I suppose now you have understood the difference between println and print. And we just wrote our first Java program. So we have just wrote our first Java program. Alright, so this was about our first Java program. Now let's understand how to start learning Java for beginners. Alright, so how to start learning Java for beginners? First thing first is make a schedule. So create a learning schedule. Consistency is a key when learning a new skill like Java. Set aside some dedicated time each day or week, even it's just an hour or two. The goal is to build a habit. You will find that practicing regularly helps everything sink in better. Next up, it's important to clear your basics. Start with the fundamentals of Java like syntax, variables, data types, loops and conditionals. These are the building blocks of everything you'll do in Java. Take your time with these concepts as a strong foundation will make learning more advanced topics easier. Then, this can't be stressed enough. Practice regularly. The only way to get better at Java is by writing code. Start by solving simple problems and gradually move on to more complex challenges. Websites like LeetCode have tons of beginner-friendly coding problems you can try. Practicing will not only improve your coding skills, but also build your confidence. Then, generate algorithms. Once you are comfortable with basics, start focusing on generating algorithms. This means learning how to break down a problem and figure out the steps needed to solve it using code. It's like solving a puzzle. Your goal is to write the logic that makes everything work. Then, version control. It is also important to learn about version control, specifically Git. As you start coding more, you will want to keep track of your projects. Version control helps you save different versions of your code. so you can go back and fix things without losing your work. It is also essential if you plan to collaborate with others later on. One great habit is to try coding on paper first. Before jumping straight into the computer, write down the logic or steps on paper. It helps you think through the problem without getting stuck on the syntax. Once you have worked it out, you can type it up and test it. Next is read Java programs documents regularly. Stay updated by reading Java programming documents regularly. The official Java documentation is a great resource. It may seem a bit dense at first, but it's packed with useful information and examples that will deepen your understanding of the language. Plus, it's a habit all professional developers have. Getting comfortable with documentation will really help in the long run. By following these steps, you will be able to learn Java in a structured and effective way. Start with basics, build good habits, and practice consistently. Now let me ask you a quick question. Do you want to take your tech skills to the next level? Our Masters in Computer Science program is perfect for anyone looking to advance their career in development. In this program, you will learn advanced Java concepts, data structures, design and analysis of algorithms, front-end and back-end development, system design, and much more. You will gain the knowledge and skills needed to become a leader in your field. Don't miss out. Click the link in the description box to start your journey to mastering computer science today. Alright, let's wrap things up. We have taken at Java history, what it's all about, and how it's used in different areas. We covered its features, the important components, and even got hands-on with a basic Java program. For those just starting out, we talked about how to begin learning Java. Java's an awesome language with endless possibilities. Thanks for watching this video. Now it's your turn to dive in and start coding.